Have you ever felt like your mind is just running the show and you're just along for the ride? Well, today we're going to talk about a simple but really powerful way to find some calm in all that chaos. It's the DBT skill of observing. Does that sound familiar? I mean, if your mind never stops, if thoughts are just racing and big emotions seem to come out of absolutely nowhere, and you always feel like you're just reacting to life, you are not broken. You're in exactly the right place. It just means you haven't been taught how to step back and notice what's happening inside. And that's exactly what this skill is for. Okay, so before we dive in, just a quick but really important reminder. Everything we talk about here is for educational purposes. It's not, and it never should be, a substitute for professional mental health treatment. All right, so to really get why this skill is such a game changer, we kind of have to look at the problem it's designed to solve first. And that is a mind that's stuck on overdrive. You know, our minds are incredible things, right? But to save energy, they love to run on autopilot. And the downside of that? Well, that autopilot often sends us spiraling into worries about the future or replaying things from the past. We end up totally missing the only moment that's actually real, right now. So how do we turn off that autopilot? How do we get back in the driver's seat of our own minds? Well, that brings us right to the heart of what we're talking about today, the skill of observing. This amazing skill comes from something called Dialectical Behavior Therapy, or DBT for short. It was developed by the absolute genius Dr. Marsha Linehan. She created it to help people who feel emotions in a really, really intense way, giving them real practical tools to build a life they actually want to live. Okay, so what is it exactly? Well, observing is just noticing. That's it. It's noticing your thoughts, noticing your emotions, noticing what's happening in your body as it's happening. But here's the crucial part. You do it without reacting and without judging any of it as good or bad. Here's a really beautiful way to think about it. Imagine your thoughts and feelings are just clouds floating through the sky. Your job isn't to change them or chase them away or make them different. You're just watching them. You notice them, and then you just let them drift on by. So the whole cloud thing is a great metaphor. But you might be wondering, what does this actually look like in my real, messy life? Let's break down how this skill shows up day to day. It's really all about the small moments. Like maybe you noticed your jaw is super clenched right before a big meeting. You don't try to fix it, you just notice, there's tension there. Or when that thought, I'm totally gonna fail, pops into your head, instead of getting sucked in, you just observe it as a thought, not a fact. It's feeling that wave of anger rise up in your chest and just watching it for a second, without immediately snapping at someone. It can even be as simple as just paying attention to the actual sights and sounds on your way to work, instead of being lost in your own head. And hey, if this idea of creating a little more space in your own mind is starting to click for you, do us a favor and hit that like button. And for sure, subscribe to DBT Me. We're all about teaching real DBT skills that you can actually use in your everyday life. You know, talking about a skill is one thing, but actually feeling it is something else entirely. So let's do it. Let's try a super quick 60-second practice together right now. Don't worry, this is so simple. Step 1, just find a comfortable spot, whether you're sitting or standing. And step 2, for the next 60 seconds, your only job is to notice. That is it. Okay, let's start. Just gently bring your attention inside. What do you feel in your body? Maybe it's the weight of your seat or your feet on the floor. Don't change a thing, just notice. What thoughts are floating through your mind? You don't have to follow them. Just watch them pass by, like those clouds we talked about. Maybe there's a sound in the room. Just let yourself hear it. Are there any emotions present? Just notice them, without any judgment. Just a little longer, and stop. And that's it. See? It's that simple, but it's also that profound. You just practice the skill of observing. So, why is that one little minute of just noticing so powerful? What's the big deal? Well, it's because it creates something absolutely essential. It creates the foundational pause. Let's look at this. Our default setting is usually reaction. It's pure autopilot, it's impulsive, and it's driven by whatever emotion is screaming the loudest at that moment. But observation, it's the complete opposite. It's intentional, it creates that vital pause, and in that little bit of space, it gives you the power of choice. And this is the magic of it right here. Observing creates this small but oh so meaningful pause. It's the space that opens up between a feeling and your reaction to that feeling. And in that space, that's where your freedom is. That's where you get to choose how you want to respond, instead of just being carried away by the current. And that, right there, is why this skill is so incredibly important. In the world of DBT, observe is the very first what skill of mindfulness. It is literally the foundation that every other DBT skill is built on. Without learning how to observe first, none of the other skills work nearly as well. So you just took a huge first step by practicing for 60 seconds with us. The big question is, where do you go from here? Honestly, the best thing you can do is just keep practicing, even for a minute at a time. And make sure you subscribe to DBT Me so you don't miss out on the next skill we cover. Because remember, this isn't about becoming a master overnight. It's about learning one skill at a time and piece by piece building a life that feels truly worth living. And finally, we always want to end by saying that your well-being is what matters most. If you or anyone you know is in crisis, please call or text 988. And if you want to find more official information on DBT, a great resource is behavioraltech.org. So we want to leave you with a little something to take with you into your day. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It could be the feeling of warm water on your hands when you wash them, or one single thought as it passes by, or even just the taste of your morning coffee. So what's one thing you'll choose to simply observe today? Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next explainer.